Oh, I was stretching and almost missed the going live time. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And today's topic is the secret to fulfilling your ambitions. Uh, don't know why all of a sudden I can't get on Facebook. Um, Hold on, guys. Welcome. If you're here, go ahead and chat in so I know that you're here. Our I don't know what to do about this, but I'm just going to leave it. So, our topic today is the secret to fulfilling your ambitions. And I wish that this was going live, but it's not. So, um, I'm just going to check on Facebook before we go. I hate it when I have tech issues right right when we get started. And I'm not sure why. Well, I'll just have to upload at another time. Sorry, Facebook guys. We'll just take care of it at another time. Hi, Dorothy. Okay, saving changes. We're only on YouTube right now. Welcome. Welcome. Again, our topic is the secret to fulfilling ambitions. I've said it 3 times and I might say it a couple more times. And it is brought to you today by inspiration from the Gate 54. The sun is in the Gate 54, and it's such a great time to draw upon the theme and the archetypes that are available to us through the Gate 54 to really explore what it takes to fulfill our ambitions. And before we get started, let's just center really quickly. There are probably a few of you on here who come just about every time I do one, so we know how it works. So let's just move into it. Go ahead and put your feet on the ground. Feel your bones stacking up in your spine. Feel yourself grounded in this Capricorn energy that we have, that is part of that the Gate 54 is a part of. So feel your solidness upon the earth, and then breathe into your heart and relax your heart space and open up to the illumination that is available to you from your higher self, connection to source, and our connection through the quantum heart field to each other. And as we imagine ourselves sitting here in a circle, let's just set our space with our tent stakes, the north, the south, the east, the west, and we have our container around us. We call in our ancestors, we call in our guides, helpers, angels, team of teams and non-physical, our higher self, our connection to source. And today let's call in the archetype of the Marrying Maiden. Let's call in the archetype of the Capricorn Goat. Of course, we are always calling in the archetypes or the energies from which through that spoke through Ra Uru Hu for the topic of human design. And most of all, let's call in the humble servant within each of us. And take a deep breath, and let's come into our space together. Go ahead and say hello in the chat if you'd like, and I'd love to know who's here. So today, again, we are talking about the secret to fulfilling ambitions, and actually, this is to set the energy. I'm doing a series here in January to set the energy for a 6-week program that will start sometime in early February, called Goal Setting from Your Soul. And I'll get back to that at the end, but it's in the description if you want to check it out, if you and read about it to see if maybe it resonates with you. So this time that we have together today is because this is such a foundational kind of an energy. We're moving into the end of the we're at the beginning of the calendar new year, the Gregorian New Year, but we're moving into the end of the rave or the human design new year. So, and here we are at ambition. Gate 54 is the gate of ambition. And I want to start just by showing that to you on the human design chart. And actually today I prepared a couple of slides here that I think I can share. Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. That's not it. There it is. Okay. All right. So there's the gate 54. Let me make sure that you can see it. Yep. Right down here at the bottom. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me try that again. I pulled out of it or I got it off of my screen, and therefore it came off of the share screen. Share it again. There it is. Okay. Right down here at the bottom of the chart, and I don't know if you can see my cursor moving or not, but I'm circling the root center here. And here's the gate 54 right here at the bottom. And this is energy that is fueled by the drive in the root center. It's part of the tribal circuitry, and specifically it's part of the material way, the stream of the material way. And I'll pull up a slide on that in just a second. And it's literally, right here at the bottom. And let me show you that other slide so that you'll see what I'm talking about here. Bear with me while I pull up the other slide. You can't see it yet. Okay. It's right. Okay, there it is. This is the stream of the material way. So here it is at the bottom, with all of this drive, gate of ambition. In the I Ching, it's known as the Marrying Maiden. That's why we called in the archetype of the Marrying Maiden. She's been speaking to me all morning. and I really resonate with her for some reason. So, and here it is, right here at the bottom, and up at the top is like the archetype at the gate 45 of the king or the queen. So this is like, if you were looking at this in terms of business, it's the energy of the CEO, the one that has made it to the top, who has climbed the ladder to success and made it to the top by through the tribal stream of material success. So let's talk about the Marrying Maiden from the perspective of the I Ching. And I was looking in the complete I Ching here, and I'm just going to read some of what this is about so that you can understand the background energy, or the energy that sort of drives this energy that's at the bottom of the root, and is the first impulse toward material success. So it's said that the marriage system originated with the Yellow Emperor. This is like background for what the Marrying Maiden means, right? In the 27th century BC. Okay, so let me go back. It is said that the marriage system originated with the Yellow Emperor Huangdi, 27th century BC, who had 9 wives. 8 of them were chosen by his first wife. At the time of the Zhao dynasty, this system was still practiced. When the elder sister got married, frequently a younger sister would be assigned as the second wife. Sometimes more than one younger sister would be brought into the marriage. The gua, which is the symbol for the I Ching 54, speaks of the marriage of a younger sister as a junior wife. The role of the second wife was to be a concubine. She had no primary power in the household. The second wife had to be totally submissive to the first wife, or else there would be a power struggle in the household. The situation was not always happy. In Chinese literature, a concubine often symbolizes an official of secondary importance, or the state of being out of favor. It is one who must obey his superior. It is one who must obey what his superior says, even when it opposes his own will. So let's bring this into the 21st century. Okay, because this is I just wanted to give you some understanding of what this gate is about from the ancient understanding of the I Ching. So here, the second wife, the story of the second wife is so rich, and put yourself in her place. Okay, someone who is in a sense recognized or brought in, invited in. I didn't mention that the 54 is in projected circuitry, is invited into a family structure that already exists, into a family, which is a tribal structure that already exists. And from there, she marries up. She serves with humility. She knows what her place is within the power structure, and eventually she gains the favor of the emperor, and is brought into a position of power, of the empress, of one who is at the top of the hierarchy, because tribal circuitry is all about hierarchy. So this is like the quintessential example of what it takes to fulfill your ambitions, from starting from nothing, it's like the quintessential rags to riches story, starting from nothing and serving with humility to get to a point of power, of success, of to get to the top of whatever your aspirations are. So, let's take out all of the what was that, 27th century BC cultural programming, and bring it into the 21st century where we are today, and draw wisdom from what the Marrying Maiden has to say about, or can teach us about, what it takes to really fulfill our ambitions. So one of the notes I have here is that even when you're in a position without power, you can work your way to the top. You can work your way from the bottom of the body graph, the energy at the bottom of the body graph, from the rags all the way up through the material way, the stream of the material way, to the top where you have the riches, either the riches, the power, the ability to be empowered and to be successful in whatever way that you define that to be. So you have this ability to work your way to the top when you are, first of all, correct with yourself. I've got notes down here, so excuse me if I keep looking down. When you're correct with yourself. So remember, 54 is a projected channel. So for those of, or 54 is a projected gate. So those of us who have, who are projectors know very well what that means for us in terms, correctness in terms of our strategy and our authority, right? We must be invited, recognized, and invited onto the team, into the family. And that happens by virtue of us being in our own energy, being in our own expertise, being with our aspirations and nurturing our aspirations to the point where they fill us up and we're recognized. Now I'm talking from a projector perspective, but let's see, how can we retrofit this for generators and manifesting generators? And Dorothy, jump in here. How would you retrofit this as a manifester? Let's see, with generators, it would be about really using your life force in a way that you really love in terms of work, to work at things that you really love, to work your way up the ladder. So when you're correct with yourself, even when you're in a position without power, you can work in your way to the top by being correct with yourself, being aligned in your aura in an aligned way, shining your authentic light into the world. And when you don't have, when you're free of greed and lack. So the shadow aspect of the 54 is about greed. It's about, manipulating to take advantage of, let's take this into the workplace. It's that would be the archetype of the brown noser who, will stab his coworkers in the back to get up to the next position, or will step on people to get to the next place out of greed or this sense of lack, right? So when you're free of that, it actually sort of frees you to be with the mystical aspect of the 54, right? The 54 has this mystical power to it where it's not just about materialism, but it's also about like working with harmony and devotion in a way that allows your aspirations to sort of bloom as you cultivate your relationships, as you move beyond the greed into a place where you're truly part of the family, you're truly part of the team. So when you move beyond the greed, when you move beyond that shadow aspect of the 54, of the blind ambition, you can think of 54 as blind ambition, then then you free all of that divine mystical power within you through so that you can serve from the higher aspirations that are a true reflection of who you really are, a true reflection of the power that you have, even if you don't have money in your pocket, or what you perceive as what you need as resources, material resources to make your dreams come true. You do have yourself. You have the power of yourself at that point to serve in the way that you're here to serve. So let me go back. Even when you're in a position without the money in your pocket, the material resources that you think you need to succeed, you can work your way up to the top by being correct, being free of the greed and lack, by being in service to a higher aspiration that is a reflection of who you truly are, with humility and harmony for the um, the structure that you're within. And this is where it comes into, like, where is gate 54 in terms of astrology? It's a Capricorn gate, where the sun is in Capricorn right now. And think of this as, think of that archetype of the goat, the Capricorn goat, and here we are coming toward the end of the rave new year. We're bringing this cycle to a close, and this Capricorn goat has climbed the mountain one step at a time, getting its footing, making sure its footing is solid and grounded. And this takes time. So we've been on this journey almost the entire year of working our way up. And here we are looking at it, having the sun shone on it right now to draw from it inspiration that we can take forward when we get to the top, when we get to the beginning of the new cycle. And it has to do with being grounded, being, what's the word I'm looking for? In a sense, being persistent and having endurance. Like the harmonic gate to the 54 is the 32, which is endurance. Well, it's endurance, and it's knowing the right timing to transform something. So can you get the feel for the energy here of what it really takes to fulfill your ambitions? A lot of times, especially at the beginning of the calendar new year, in the collective consciousness, we're talking about, oh, we're going to make this new start, and we've got these new visions. It's time for our vision board. And I have one over here, over there on the wall, and a few other things. But really, this is the time for getting the footing that's needed so that you can bring this cycle to a close and move forward into your next ambitions. And it's so important to be grounded. It's so important to remember. Are there any manifesting generators here? It's important to remember that not all steps are meant to be skipped. And sometimes you have to take the one step at a time. So going back to the I Ching archetype of the Marrying Maiden, that is traditionally part of the Gate 54, or traditionally what the Gate 54 means. I'm just wondering, you guys, how you feel about all of that, about the story of the Marrying Maiden, and if it resonates with your experience of ambition, of your ambitions and your aspirations. And feel free to type in your experience as well. I do know that it might not resonate with some of you. And when we're talking about like business ambitions, you maybe something like an archetype, and I don't know if this is really an archetype, but the image that came to mind when I was thinking of the Gate 54 in terms of like the business world, and not having, starting with no money in your pocket, and getting started on your career, as part of that the stream of the material way. I thought about the person who starts in the mailroom or in that entry level position and then works their way up to be the CEO. That's another way to see how ambitions can be fulfilled. And again, it doesn't start. They don't start at the top. Um, they need to be recognized along the way for their contribution within the business or within the community or wherever they are. And they need to kind of serve with humility and harmony, and know who to sort of network with to get out of the mailroom. So that's another way that you can look at these little secrets. I guess they're little secrets. Maybe they're not secrets. Let me know if you think they're secrets. I thought they were kind of secrets, because a lot of times we want the big thing. We want the thing that we see in our vision right now. And there are all of these steps that need to happen along the way that a lot of times include other people, that include experience, that include pushing that mail cart or serving as that second wife, being humble, even if you don't want to be humble. A lot of times it's about really being able to move with the flow of the system that you're in, or to transform the system. That's the 5432. You can transform the system at the right time, but you have to be in the system and moving with it in order to do that. So and the other archetype is the Capricorn Goat. I love the Capricorn Goat because that is really, really about ambition. What it really takes to get to the top of that rocky mountain. That mountain that's full of rocks and boulders. It takes someone who's got sure footing and can step one step at a time along the way until they get to the top. So let's see, how can I summarize this for you guys? The secrets of fulfilling your ambitions. Okay, so I'm feeling like I just want to kind of tap into the Marrying Maiden. She really has been, that archetype has been speaking to me a lot. So let's see, Marrying Maiden. Let's call in Marrying Maiden. So the first thing I see is, I see that imagery of, the Chinese robes and that type of imagery, and of someone who is, in a sense, bowing and doesn't really know their power, but they know their place. Like they're just starting out. And she says, I am here to be of service to the family that I'm with. I am here to do my part within the whole of the system. But I carry my dignity with me, and I wait for the time to move forward, the time to say my piece, to make my suggestions. And in doing that, in waiting for the right time, I preserve my power and my drive, because I know that I am destined for more than this lowly place where I am. There's a piece in here about integrity, and integrity is also in the Gate 18, which is in the collective circuitry. But there's a piece in here about preserving integrity. She says, I preserve my own integrity by serving with devotion to the cause that's greater than myself, in a way where I am an integral part of the fabric of the success of everyone involved. And in doing so, I am recognized for the gifts that I have, and I am endowed with the resources and the power that is necessary to bring my contribution to the forefront to create success for the whole. Let's see if there's anything else. So the shadow side of that's like the high side. That's the high side of the expression of the marrying maiden and her ambitions. The shadow side of that is, I will do anything. This is like, if we had the angel marrying maiden and the devil marrying maiden, I will do anything to make sure that I get to the top. If it means that I have to stab my sister in the back, and I will make it to the top, regardless of who I have to sacrifice or manipulate in order to get there. So that's the shadow side, and feel how that feels, feel how that is just not resonant with where we are today in our life, in our world, in our where we want to go, where we are in this group, and our aspirations, our personal aspirations, and our aspirations for how we want our world to be, how we want our communities to be. Yeah, Joe, you say you've had a few Capricorn bosses and they are ruthless. That's the shadow side. That's a really good example of the shadow side of the 54. Dorothy, I think being happy where you are as you align with where you want to go is key. Takes awareness and presence. Easier said than done. Yes, being happy where you are as you align with where you want to go is the key. I agree. It takes awareness and presence, though. Yeah, it really does take awareness and presence, and that's why we do our practices. That's why we're in our human design experiment. That's why we have our daily spiritual practices, our energy practices that keep us grounded in who we are and opening up to more of that and being present, and enables us to be present to us, to who's in here, and it is easier said than done. But one step at a time builds that stability to move forward in a way where you can really fulfill your ambitions on that higher level. So yeah. Anything else, you guys, that you want to consider there? I think that's all that the marrying maiden had to say. So yeah, be correct with yourself. Don't take if you don't take the ruthless path, as Joe said, the shadow path of the Capricorn, stab you in the back, marrying maiden, you will tap into the higher expression where there is the mystical power of harmony and devotion. If you serve at higher aspirations that are aligned with who you truly are, that helps you to fulfill your ambitions, and you serve with harmony and humility. And you take your time and wait for the right time as you're, how did you say it, Dorothy? As you're being happy with where you are with the presence and awareness, and align with where you want to go. So, and as you saw in that diagram of the mystic or the material way, you got a long way to go to get up to the expression of that material success. So patience is another part of that, of fulfilling your ambitions. Patience, and of course, uh, you know, part of this is setting goals. So this is where I'm getting back to all of these live streams this month are setting the energy really for me to launch a program called Goal Setting from Your Soul. It's a 6-week program. It's in the description, so check it out and see if it resonates. But it's all about, you have this aspiration way up here, you have these visions way out here, but it's those one step at a time steps that you take with humility and service and alignment to who you really are, that bring you into the arenas where you are with the right people, serving in the right way, serving in the way that's authentic for you, that then brings you the power and the energy to be successful. So, yeah. So what did Joe say? Maiden's trying to get recognition. Projector channel. Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah. 5432, Joe, is a projected channel. And maidens, I'm not sure what you mean by maidens trying to get recognition. I guess if you've got the 5432 and you're a projector, what is a natural expression of who you really are is that you, when you are patient and when you are working, serving with devotion and recognizing, being real and recognizing where you are along the lines or in relation to your aspirations, then, and of course, when you're correct within your design, then you will naturally be recognized and invited out onto the right teams with the right people in the right family, proverbial or literal, so that your flavor of success or your brand of success can be realized. Yeah. So, so this is really the foundational energy for the Goal Setting from Your Soul program, where what I envision, what my aspirations are for you, if this is something that you struggle with, is that you really come to understand your own formula, your own inner formula, your own inner way of setting and achieving goals, because they're just, we're visionaries, and sometimes it's a challenge to break everything down, especially to the point where you can take these little steps up the mountain, because everybody has a way that they think you should do it. And you have a way inside of yourself that you are designed to do it. You have a way inside of yourself that where your soul is trying to tell you how it wants to do it. What you have a way that your soul is motivated to make change so that you can achieve your aspirations, get to that place of success. And it's about trying it on, kind of like the human design experiment, but focused on something in your life that you want to really make change on, or you have a goal around, and breaking down those steps and understanding what steps actually really work for you. On a human design level, by understanding some key aspects of your human design chart, and also by understanding some key aspects of your soul design, which is taken from your soul record in the Akashic records. So that's what we would be working on if you were to join us in the goal setting from your soul program, so that you would walk away with what do I want to call it? Your own set of personal guidelines about how you go about setting goals and achieving them and moving toward them in your real life from where you are right now, in a way where you can be happy where you are, as you, to quote Dorothy again, as you align with where you want to go. So go ahead and check that out. It's in the description. Upcoming live streams, I've got 3 tentatively planned, and these for January, and these are the working titles. Everything is subject to change. Line 3 here, I never know. January 14th, the difference between visions and goals. What's the difference, between a goal and a vision? And more is going to come around that, but there's a big difference. And sometimes we're so hardwired into the vision that we can't see the goals, or sometimes the vision doesn't really come. Not all of us are big vision people in the way that we're conditioned sometimes to think that we should be, and that's okay. So we're gonna play around in the themes of visions and goals on the 14th. On the 21st, we're doing the 21st is sponsored by the Gate 41 in the Rave New Year, the Human Design New Year, and we're going to talk about key components of an inspiring vision, and we'll draw some wisdom from the Gate 41, just like we did today with the Gate 54. And then on the 28th, what I have down is identifying your allies, and that's actually inspired by the Gate 19, which is the sun will be in the Gate 19 around that time. So that is pretty much it for today. Let's see what else I have here in my notes. Okay. Capricorn speaking here. The goat is speaking. I have a note from the goat here. You need goals to fulfill your ambitions. This is the goat talking. How you set and achieve them needs to be grounded in your unique soul motivations and your human design. So that's the message from the goat today. So let's go ahead and close it up. Unless you guys have something else you want to add. So let's come back to this awareness that we've created, this container, the awareness that we are in this container, this circle with each other. With our hearts connected, and we have created a container for others to come and understand, get understanding, receive understanding, open up to understanding about where their path to their ambitions lie. And with this, let's just express gratitude to each other. And I personally want to express gratitude to all of you who are here today, and those of you who join us at a different time. Your energies come and are collected within this container that we create. And your consciousness here, your focus here, enhances the process for all who are impacted, inspired, and all who participate now and in the future. And then I want to let's thank our ancestors. Let's thank our guides, our helpers, our unseen team of behind the scenes spiritual support, our higher selves, our connection to source. Let's thank the Marrying Maiden and the Goat. And let's thank the humble servant within. And with that, may we all go forth and serve into the next week, because it's Friday today, into the next week with humility and gratitude and an acceptance of where we are, with our feet on the ground and our eyes toward the stars. And may we be supported by all of the energies of the cosmos, of the, what do we call this? The transits, and of the quantum connections that we have with each other. So with this, we will go ahead and pull up the tent stakes in the north, the south, the east, the west, roll up our tent. And I bow to you in gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We'll continue next week with whatever that topic was that I said we were going to continue with. Goals and visions. And I'd love it if you're coming next week, if you want to come with some of your practical ways that you tap into your vision for your life. Maybe you want to share your vision for where you're going. I'd love for you to bring that as inspiration to our meeting. So thanks again, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next week. Bye.